From the humblest foot soldier using his hands as weapons, to the skillful martial artists of the upper ranks wielding deadly swords, they were Japan's warriors. Using the power of the mind, body, and spirit, they developed deadly fighting techniques that have survived the centuries.
You're gonna feel a lot of pain.
Meet the Grand Masters who impart thousands of years of weaponry and battle techniques still shrouded in mystery. And discover what it takes to be a true modern-day warrior.
Now, we're gonna get killed.
In the middle of the East China Sea, on the crossroads of China and Japan, lies the island of Okinawa. Surrounded by pristine waters and treacherous coral reefs, it is the birthplace of karate, the way of the empty hand.
Every part of every movement has a purpose. Nothing is wasted in karate. It's not for show, it's not for pretty, and it sure as hell ain't for points. I was a member of the United States Air Force. While in the service, I put in for orders to go overseas to Asia because I wanted to learn more about the martial arts. I've been here for 10 years now, and I've studied Okinawa karate for 10 years.
Wade Croninger is a black belt in Gojo-Ryu, one of 5 main karate styles. Go meaning hard, and Ju meaning soft. This system is based on the Oriental concept of yin and yang. All hard and stiff is ineffective, while all gentleness can be harmful. The two should complement one another.
Okay, pair up! Good. Fall through your hip. All right.
To study this style, now almost a century old, every aspect of one's life must take on an element of training. What Wade puts his students through, he himself suffers at the hands of his teacher.
We consider the training the forge. The hotter the forge, the harder and sharper the steel is eventually. But the steel is the heart. And having a strong heart means that you'll never have to hurt anyone.
Students learn katas. Katas or forms encompass all of the moves and techniques inherent in karate.
Without kata, all you have are athletics and tricks. Kata is the heart of karate. Without that, you don't have karate. And by training the kata, you develop the warrior within you.
One learns best by beginning with the fundamental moves. Master the form to achieve the essence.
Wade Croninger's master, or sensei, in Goju Karate is Masaaki Ikemiyagi.
Wade has expressed his own needs, what he wants to achieve. That with physical training, he will also discipline his mind, so I've helped him with that.
The training is a specific form or kata of Goju Karate, called Sanshin, meaning 3 battles. These are the battles between the mind, body, and spirit.
One element's taken away, you lose your effectiveness. So without the mind and the spirit, as well as the physical abilities, you've taken away your effectiveness as a warrior.
When attacking, it's extremely important to maintain your balance. So, when you hit their weak points lightly, they fall quickly. The idea is to hit their weak points in a flash.
We do a lot of bone conditioning, where we bang our arms and shins into each other. Now he's twisting and cutting into the attack. And it hurts me a lot worse than it hurts him.
Throughout the Sanshin kata, the mind must be focused, the body steady, and the spirit calm. All outside stress must fail to penetrate as though the body were made of iron.
Tonight is like regular training, all except for the very end where Sensei beats me and beats me until I give. And what that does is he tests my level of advancement as far as my body hardness, my mental awareness, and just my general abilities as a fighter and as a karate practitioner. It's not sparring, because that would give me just way too much credit. Me sparring him is like me trying to fight Godzilla. It's just not gonna happen. But it tests my ability, so it's gonna hurt bad. That's part of it. It's his way of nurturing me, making me stronger. Doesn't feel like it at the time, but he's making me stronger. Now, I'm gonna get killed. Sensei has tremendous power, but he's also twice as fast as I am. I have enough power in a punch that if I hit his little body, I'm gonna knock it about 10 feet back. But the thing is, he punches so fast that by the time I'm thinking of hitting, I'm having to defend a hit coming in. So I just can't match his speed. It's hard enough just to keep those punches from landing and killing me without trying to stick something out there. Yeah. It's over. Some nights I leave with a bloody nose and a black eye. I may have cracked my rib on that one shot.
Perched high above the coral reefs of Okinawa, Sensei Kiyohide Shinjo and his son practice Uechi Ryo, a sister style to Goju. Both systems emphasize the iron body aspect of the Sanshin kata. The Uechi Ryo system incorporates movements which represent three animals: the dragon, the tiger, and the crane.
In Uechi Ryo, we call the stance the Boshigen. It's the shape of a dragon carrying a ball. The next thing I'll demonstrate, the Kakushiken, imitates a crane's beak.
The breaking demonstrations that you witness, a big toe kick going through 4 inches of pine boards, it takes years of training to do that. If you ever hit anybody with a technique like that, you kill them. You can literally take a life with one blow.
In Okinawa, there is a saying: your mind does not get disturbed by being beat up, but by beating up others. In a land once stripped of its weapons and invaded repeatedly for hundreds of years, Okinawans learned to develop a defensive hand technique and secretly wove it into their culture. Farm tools became deadly weapons, and strikes and punches were secretly hidden in Okinawan dances. These foot soldiers became warriors in their own right.
Now it's become a popular sport. But I believe that these techniques, which were so carefully developed by the Okinawan warriors, are a culture that should be preserved with respect, and that it's important to improve upon those things and pass it on for generations to come.
Across the Pacific, East and West meet in a unique fighting art created by American-born Rod Sakarnowski. Inspired by the Okinawan karate masters, or senseis who trained him, Rod has become Soke, or original founder of his own style, the astounding self-defense technique called Combat Ki.
Good.
Today, more than 100 students attend Sarkanoski's Combat Ki Clinic in South Bend, Indiana, to develop their internal energy, or ki, the vital force behind the combat art.
Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the ki energy in, you're going to take it in through the nose, you're going to be totally relaxed, you got to have faith in yourself. And what you're going to do is you bring it in through the nose, you're going to take it right down and let it circle the throat. Picture it going around in the throat as to where it reinforces the throat. The scariest part of this is her not knowing when I'm going to hit her. Because when you can't see it coming, boy, that is absolutely terrifying. Very good.
The world's...
So if I stand up here and I tell him to take either hand and pop me alongside my head just as quick as he can.
For more than 40 years, Rod Sarkanoski has been developing and perfecting the only known martial art that enables practitioners to sustain full power strikes and kicks to the body's vital areas, such as the genitals and the throat, without injury or bruising.
Combat Ki was, for me, developed more along the karate line, the hardcore karate line.
Let your legs straighten out so you get a wide stance.
They have what is known as sanchin. So this is how I first became aware of the fact that a person could take a minor punch and a minor kick. It's the idea of training the mind and the body and the breath to such a point as to where you not only learn to overcome fear, but you have total control of your body, which enables you to take a blow that would literally kill the average person. It's going to be a light tingling. It's an electrical energy of a body. You can't see electricity in a wall socket, but you go put your finger in there and you'll know it's there, and it's very real. It's the same thing with ki. When you learn how to work the ki in different areas of the body, it reinforces the internal organs so that when you get hit, it actually nullifies the power of the ki penetrating into that organ. Instead of, having all that impact penetrate into my body, it stops at a surface level. And that's why there's no damage to the internal organs.
Chest, right?
They're in for a good, hard afternoon. A lot of sweat.
As the day progresses, the energy-developing exercises increase in intensity.
To be able to take punches and kicks to the vital areas of the body, standing totally relaxed like what we do, is a nightmare to any medical doctor. He'll tell you very quickly it can't be done. He'll tell you that to take a blow like that will either kill you or cripple you for the rest of your life, and it certainly could do that. La La Land, meaning that the blood is going to be cut off in your head. And when you're standing up and taking punches and kicks to both jugulars, the front of the throat and the back of the neck, well, that'll totally snap the blood flow right out of these main arteries right in your neck. Another guy. So our goal is to try to teach you to function when you've had an interruption in the blood flow in the main arteries up in the neck.
This intensive training will culminate in a master's test, one of the most dangerous in the world of martial arts. In the past 40 years, only 12 practitioners have successfully completed it.
Sherry McGregor is one of my personal students. She is an excellent martial artist, very, very skilled in karate, and I've been moving her along and training her in internal energy until she's at the point right now where she is ready to take the Combat Ki Master's test with a blindfold.
I first began studying the martial arts when I was 7 years old. I took up Combat Ki because it was a new challenge, and I felt that it would help me in self-defense be able to face things that normally people are very fearful of.
Sherry will be the second woman to ever attempt the deadly master's test. As the time approaches, she must begin to focus her ki or risk permanent damage to her vital organs.
Because she's a female, gets her no special treatment. And as I told her, she'll either do it and stand up and walk out of there as a master instructor, or we'll carry her out of there and she can come back next year and try again if she's still capable of it.
Only 2 candidates will risk this deadly exam.
What we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up 8 stations. Each station will contain so many big strikers or kickers. Now, if Sherry watches the first guy go through, we're going to totally change it around so it'll be totally backwards for her.
Everybody's going to try to beat the snot out of him. John Wayne has this marked out as his territory right here.
I know, I told him I hope they
I'll take my seat.
When we focus up to punch one of these students, you're punching with about 2,000 pounds pressure. It's awesome.
Well, probably the biggest thing is to keep myself relaxed and not let myself get tense in any part of the test. For me, because I'm small in the midsection, probably the shots to the midsection are the ones that I want to get over with quick. So the throat doesn't bother me at all anymore. Really, the harder they hit, the easier it is to get through. That may sound crazy, but it's true.
Good. Right? Okay, that's it. You did very well. Okay, Sherry. We're ready for you. You're ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely sure.
Yes, sir.
Because you know nobody can help you once you get up there. Okay.
The Combat Key Masters test is the most dangerous test there is in the Asian martial art. That's bar anything. With you not knowing when you're going to get hit, you can imagine a tremendous fear involved. To get past that test is indeed a very, very high honor. If they go down and they're still able to get back up, they have to go through the whole test again.
3. Okay. Let's move to level 4.
I've seen this test done before, so I have a little, knowledge of what it's like, but they do change it around, so the pattern's not the same.
Okay.
Focus, breathe. Breathe.
Okay, she's up. Let's go to level 7.
Breathe.
Which one's her highlight? Her right. She okay?
She's up.
Passed out? Take her over to the side.
Cherry, relax, relax.
Fine.
You okay?
Fine.
Oh, okay. Well, she was so relaxed, I thought she passed out. Okay, let's pick it back up.
Sherry has only 1 more station left to complete the test, but it's another blow to the chest.
Good, okay. There we go.
Combat Key, compared to other martial arts, is a few notches up in intensity. You have to really have a lot of mental focus to do Combat Key, and that's why I wanted to take the challenge on. It was just a new level of growth in my martial arts training.
Inspired by the iron-body technique of Okinawan foot soldiers, Rod Sarkanowski has created a modern-day martial art that turns body and mind into a lethal weapon.
You've seen the high-octane family drama of American.
In the Koga and Iga regions of Japan, As many as 80 ninja clans once operated secretly in the mountains. Deemed the uncivilized outcasts of society by the ruling samurai class, they were constantly under attack. As a means of self-defense, they developed a system of martial arts that has earned them the reputation for being the most amazing warriors the world has ever known. In a suburb north of Tokyo lives Shoto Tanemura. His name means the way of the sword. He is one of 2 living grandmasters of Ninpo, the true ninja martial art of stealth, passed on and preserved for more than 58 generations. His disciples are handpicked from all over the world to learn a physical, emotional, and spiritual method of self-protection from the dangers that confront those on the warrior path to enlightenment.
This is a yell of the spirit. We call it Kia. Kia is ki energy, mind energy or soul energy. It is the energy of the spirit. Thus, what's important to ninja, strong spirit.
One of Tanemura's closest disciples is James Wright, a Scotsman and ninja master who left his country 10 years ago to devote himself to the art of these shadow warriors cloaked in mystery. At night, he toils as a butcher in a local meat plant, but each day he devotes to Ninpo.
To reach a master level in this martial art takes, for 1, years. 2, dedication. Many hours of practice. There's no shortcuts. There's no easy route to this level. My training under Sensei was very severe when I first started training.
Unlike the ruling class of samurais who followed a strict code of ethics or bushido on and off the battlefield, the ninjas believed the ends justified the means. Guerrilla warfare versus the numerically superior samurai made good sense and proved remarkably effective.
The ninja were the eyes and ears of the army. Get in and out without getting discovered. So they had to develop special techniques so they could hit and run, basically, and escape. Because it was more important, rather than face-to-face battle with a very strong adversary and have a chance of being killed, to throw some object and escape so they could get the information back and complete their mission.
When faced with an opponent, ninjas would resort to deadly bone-breaking hand-to-hand techniques dating back more than 800 years.
But he flipped, so he can escape and back kick.
The thing that I really like about the Ninpo is it gives you more options because you can twist them and hold them down, you can throw them on the ground, you can punch them and kick them if you need to, but you have more options. And not everything always results in hardcore violence.
Oh yeah. Kyusho and specialized techniques, i.e. using fingers. Pressure points are vital points in the body.
But they break the face.
The main purpose behind Kyusho was once you took the opponent down, you could apply pressure to a certain point and immobilize them totally. If you wished to take it to the extreme, you could strike and kill the opponent if necessary as a last resort.
Hook and twist, so he cannot...
Tanemura's students also learn to use more unconventional and lethal weapons developed by these resourceful warriors.
When down time, push into the body.
Most of the weapons which the ninja developed had very practical uses. For example, the kameyari, which is a spear with the 2 sickles coming out either side of the main blade, obviously for fighting, but could be used for climbing, swinging from tree to tree, had a variety of uses.
Ninja is very clever guy, I think.
The Bisinto was basically a battlefield weapon. It was for taking down horses and then killing the rider.
I think that the ninja warriors were much more advanced than the samurai. They were thinking and not just following orders. So thinking how to develop better weapons. And this is a very good example.
I am belt.
These are kumanote, or bear claws. They slip them on their hands, and during fights, they could use them to hit or scratch. And they used it as a tool to climb up trees. This is very useful.
You have to be very careful. This is real, not practice weapon.
Feeling okay? Start to work. Please. He got you already.
To be a true ninja also meant mastering the art of the shuriken, a weapon of last resort used to escape a deadly attacker.
This is shurikens.
These are shurikens. Usually we train with this and then with this. We don't train with this because anyone can do that. It's easy. Even amateurs can do this. But these are professional. The samurai use them, hid them inside their short swords. The samurai learned this from the ninjas.
Samurai learned from ninja. Yes. Need more training.
It doesn't matter if your shuriken sticks in the target or bounces out. Doesn't matter. The main thing is correct form and correct pure spirit. Trying to throw the shuriken at the target. What this represents is life's wave, basically.
Okay. My student, Master Rebel Nagamoto, will do the demonstration.
But perhaps the deadliest weapon in a ninja's arsenal is the art of a surprise attack. Beyond the black hooded cloak was a myriad of disguises and well-hid poisons. Tanemura is one of two Grand Masters who still possess the secrets of these potent weapons.
I am now making special powder, Metsubushi, ninja weapon powder. Ninjas use natural pepper, and I cannot say, sorry. This is very secret. This is the weapon of last resort. When disappear or run away from the very strong enemy, when this is sprayed, his eyes cannot see anymore. This is Japanese rice, but used like modern glue. This is the original way to make it. Put it on, and when it dries, you can never take it off. It sticks completely and strong. So if I take it out, my opponent won't understand what this egg is for. So in his mind, he thinks it's just an egg. But break, shoot, and powder sprays. But ninjas have to think winds blow in what direction. If this is the direction, I will damage myself too. So to the ninja, this situation is always important. To the ninjas, this is strategy too.
Tanemura retreats to the nearby woods for a demonstration.
The ninja have to be close to nature's feeling and spirit. If they learn and can understand nature, nature will have love for them.
After class, Tanemura shares some of Ninpo's oldest secrets for the first time with his closest student and possibly the next Grand Master. The powerful art of Ninpo is inscribed in secret scrolls passed on by Grand Masters over the centuries. They are priceless records, rarely shown to the outside world. Even for James, a Jideshi or inside student, it's a great honor.
I was very fortunate enough to see some very special Makemon scrolls of Sensei, some of which have never been shown to anybody except Grandmasters. Contained in the scrolls is oral teachings which are only taught from master to student. I was very proud and honored to see them, and I was surprised also. So it made me very happy.
I showed James the special scrolls because he is at a master level and we understand each other heart to heart.
My training under Sensei at the beginning was very, very, very strict and severe. My relationship with Sensei now has changed because I'm a lot closer to the man. I respect him immensely. He's like my father, basically. I plan to stay in Japan for a long time. This is my chance in life, I think. To train under such a man, such a Sensei, it's my chance in life to grade up my life as well.
He accepts the secret medicines and poisons and how to take poison.
I have to put in my student's heart my seed so that when I pass away, he will grow up as a plant, a flower, and he can make the seed and fruits for the next generation. This is heart to heart. It is more important than the techniques.
As night falls, Tanemura Sensei is left alone to commune with his ancestors and call upon one of the most powerful and potentially destructive weapons in Ninpo, Kujikiri, or Heaven's Power, the ninja's direct connection to the spiritual world.
Kujikiri is a special energy. I put it in my body. I can channel this energy from nature. And a very strong feeling envelops me, like a ghost standing behind me. With this power, I can go into any dangerous areas without any worry.
To commune with the spirit world, Tanemura must rely on secret hand strikes and spells whose meaning is hidden in the scrolls and known only to the Grand Masters.
If I use bad Kujikiri, if I issue bad energy, then bad energy will come back to me. So I have to stop. A true ninja knows that well.
As one of the last true ninjas, Shoto Tanemura embodies more than 2,000 years of techniques and spiritual knowledge. Through his link to the past, he intends to bring Ninpo into the future.
This martial art came from the world, so I have to give back to the world. This is not only Japanese traditional culture, but human being culture.
In a secluded corner of Little Tokyo in downtown Los Angeles is a handcrafted dojo built in the style of a 16th century samurai mansion.
They're grabbing his sword.
At its helm, a true modern-day samurai.
When the sword is against the person's chest here at close quarters, now he cuts through, swings the sword around, clearing the opponent, immobilizes the opponent's drawing hand, and makes a fatal cut.
As the warrior class of Japanese society that dominated Japan for more than 800 years, the samurai developed unique combative techniques to defend themselves on and off the battlefield. With their unparalleled skills in swordsmanship, they became the most feared of the Japanese warriors. Harvard-educated Kensho Furuya is an ordained Zen priest who has dedicated his life to these deadly warriors.
That's my great personal indulgence, is a sword. It's not simply just its artistic beauty, but it embodies the spirit of the warrior. Even when I was a little kid, I played with sword. Everyone played cops and robbers and cowboys and Indians. I played samurai. The sword became the symbol of samurai, and it was something that never left his side, something that, according to tradition, valued over human life. There's no banging of swords like this and yelling and screaming and jumping up and down. It happens in 1 second, and then he's dead. This is one of the big differences between real swordsmanship and what we see in the movies. Sword, that's right, turn.
Like the elusive ninja, who was required to have a good heart in order to learn deadly techniques, The samurai also developed an opposing force to the methods of killing, Aikido.
Let's try. Aikido and Iaido, martial arts, was the mainstay of the samurai. That is what made the samurai the samurai. Okay, next. Now when you're moving in Aikido, where we must face the person face to face, we recognize the humanity of our opponent. And in recognizing the humanity of our opponent, we recognize our own humanity. Well, Aikido is very interesting because they call it the non-fighting martial art. And Aikido emphasizes harmony or the sense of blending. In fact, Aikido means way of harmonizing your ki or your energy or your powers or your potentials.
Furuya imparts these skills in an atmosphere befitting a samurai himself.
This dojo I built myself. I picked every board. I banged in almost every nail by myself. And this is we call the mizuya, Japanese-style kitchen. And this is the area where they prepare the utensils for the traditional tea ceremony. I like my students to enjoy this kind of environment because this is the kind of environment where Aikido and martial arts was practiced long time ago. And I want them to get the feeling of the age and culture, but also the heritage. And some guests tell me, oh, this is more Japan than Japan. No, side step, and then inside footsteps forward. Okay, try again.
The key to doing successful Aikido is to do it just as my teacher, Sensei Furuya, does it. It's such a specific, minute art form that I think that is one of the biggest keys in learning it and doing it properly.
Small step, bring this hand down right away. Now this foot comes forward. Try one more time. No, inside foot comes forward. What are you doing? No one said back stretch. Adam, you have to wake up a little bit. The teaching relationship, especially in martial arts, is governed by many rules. Rules of propriety, of etiquette, decorum, and protocol. And these are always observed. If I didn't say back stretch, then there's no back stretch. Okay? A lot of the discipline in the dojo resembles the same discipline that monks underwent in taking care of the Zen temples. And a lot of this was considered as a kind of spiritual training. Okay, clean up. Line up. Right away, let's go. The dojo must be cleaned and purified. The mats have to be cleaned after they use it. The whole dojo must be kept immaculately clean. Many things that you do have no merit, no prize, no reward. And to do something which has no merit, which has no reward, this is what we call spiritual training. I said the mat. This is important kind of training. This is how it breaks down the ego and opens you up for this learning experience. Not from your shoulder, throw from your hip. These techniques are called Ushirowaza, which is attack where the opponent is moving behind the defender, but it's also to develop sensitivity and awareness to the opponent's body position, even though you can't see him. In order to do that, you need to develop a strong sense of timing and a strong sense of spacing, and to know where your opponent is. So this is a very important part of Aikido training. It's not like in a more competitive situation where opponent is standing in front of you with a referee. He can come from any direction. It's basic technique. And what's interesting about basic technique is that there's no end to the depth in which you can study it.
By sticking to the basics, Furuya has mastered one of the most astounding feats of martial artistry, Kino Nagare, or flowing ki movement.
You get to the higher levels, it's beautiful to watch. When Sensei does it, it's at the highest level.
It's wonderful. It's even better to feel it when, a senior student, throws you down, because you really feel, you get a real sense of that energy. It's wonderful.
Sundays on the Discovery Channel.
What happens if you puncture the fuselage of a plane at 30,000 feet?
You've heard the stories. Now a new series from the Discovery Channel puts some of the best-known urban legends to the test. Mythbusters. Each week, our two ingenious detectives use every tool imaginable to validate these modern-day tall tales. But getting to the truth could be very, very messy. Find out what's really fact and what's really not. Mythbusters. Sunday, January 11th, only on the Discovery Channel.
Their love happened in an instant. Now, in a nation at war, all that matters is finding each other again.
Come back to me.
Time magazine is calling Cold.
Technique is hidden. You're seeing martial arts, and everybody wants to show that technique. But martial arts has hidden technique. You can't see it. That's what martial arts technique is. Back foot slide in. Then both hands down. Everything is key energy. But key energy cannot be separated from physical technique. The only thing in Aikido is that it's emphasized and being used to its most maximum power. Then why does it work? He grabs tight, one hand. If his force is coming towards me, that's right. This is what happens. Actually, if he's grabbing very aggressively, I don't have time to hit him. If I try to kick him, I'll probably fall on the ground. So in Aikido, the idea is not to receive his power. Deflect his power. So I go down. It feels like he's pulling me down. I feel like he's totally controls me. Somebody once said there's a trick to everything. And there's all kinds of fantastic feats that martial arts can do. Just all key movement. That's what we consider the great mystery and the great feat that you will see in the martial arts. Something which is plain and simple and totally natural. And this is what we're trying to achieve. Key movement. Wait! All martial arts training is until you understand it. It may take 1 second, it may take 10 years, it may take a lifetime. That's why we train. There's no guarantee. It's a learning, living process, so you can't put a price on it. That's real martial arts.
For any true martial artist, the way of the warrior is not a path to the battlefield. It is a journey that leads to a better understanding of the warrior within.
You learn patience, etiquette. You develop your mental and physical skills to their highest levels.
It has to do with inner strength, disciplining your spirit. In any situation, to develop a mind that can respond calmly and clearly to any given situation. That's what it's about.
I really don't think that the martial arts are that different. There's a saying in Okinawa that we all take different paths to the top of the mountain, yet we can all see the moon when we get there.
The training must go beyond the mat to become a way of life, the true way of the warrior.
To grab somebody and throw them down, or to punch and kick them, that's very primitive compared to the kind of weapons that we've developed today. But martial arts was developed by many great masters over many centuries, and there's a heritage of culture, history, and wisdom. And it's that wisdom that I think is valuable, because it's through that wisdom that man can keep his humanity. That's the importance of martial arts.
you can get the program you just saw on home video. Own it today for only $19.95 for VHS and $21.95 for DVD. You can own all the adventures. From the ancient past to the modern day, Discovery Channel brings the world to everyone. Go to discovery.com or call the number on your screen to order. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Order now and let Discovery Channel